good, whatever time of the day it is. This is the PNA Podcast Express Quick Hit. We're going to try to offer you a bonus episode.
A quick bonus episode.
Not to be confused with a one-hitter for those that like to partake out there.
No, just a quick hit.
A quick hit.
A quick trip.
Just a little something to wet the palate, perhaps?
Yeah. This is just a little trip around the lane.
Just to see what's
happening. On the Express.
Yeah. He's Adam Filkins. I'm Phil Nickel. You're listening to the PNA Podcast Express Quick Hit here this evening. This is episode number 1 of this type of thing we're doing.
Yeah.
We're going to call it 7AB2.
7AB2, I like it.
7AB2.
Version 2.
Version 2.
Yeah.
0.0.
Yeah.
You got to put in the tech age, you got to put a point after it in a number. So 2.0. We don't even know what we're going to talk about. Normally, this is a podcast about nothing.
And this is extra nothing.
This is extra nothing.
the extra void, the void that you didn't have in your life that we are supplying to you now.
Into the void. We are in winter here. We are in Michigan. For those of you that aren't in Michigan, hey, it's awesome. Hopefully it's warm where you are.
Yeah, if you're not in Michigan, good on you.
And if you're in Alabama, kudos to you for learning how to use the technology to listen to us right now.
Exactly. You should really thank, the guy at Best Buy for helping you. Send him a card.
We're mere days before Christmas here as we round into the middle of December. And today's actually my daughter's birthday, too, by the way.
Oh,
December 10th.
Happy birthday.
When this will be released. We're pre-recording this, so
yeah.
We like to pull back the curtain and not leave anything.
Yeah, we have nothing
hidden,
to hide here.
Nothing to hide, but we're going to release this on Thursday. You're welcome. The quick hit.
Yes.
Some meat and potatoes here, though, because we've just preamble so far.
I brought up the guy at Best Buy.
Yeah, talk about Best Buy.
And let's kind of divulge.
Best Buy's still a thing.
Yeah, I don't know how. Have you been in one lately?
I have not. I have not been in a Best Buy for probably 10 years.
So I went into a Best Buy, during this whole shutdown stuff. Had to go into a Best Buy. They had nothing that I needed. It was like they might as well have had cornhole boards everywhere because there was so much open space.
There's just nothing.
Nothing. There was nothing in there. It's like, and I was talking to a guy and he's like, we just can't get anything right now. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, all the manufacturing shut down, so we can't get, we normally have a cotton candy machine over here next to the Michael Bolton DVDs. Can't get either.
And the Nicolas Cage movie section in the back that now has 55 DVDs.
Yeah. 5 National Treasures and all that.
And also 8 different copies of the 5 different discs that Limp Bizkit released in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yes, Chocolate Starfish and the hot dog flavored water.
Keep on a rolling, baby.
Yeah. So, but my whole point in talking about this is, I'm a techie guy.
Yes.
So my hobbies mostly revolve around technology. My job revolves around technology.
Well, I'd hope so. You're an IT guy.
So I had a conversation one day with a guy, and we were talking about IT stuff, and he says, "Yeah, well, I'm in IT. I'm in IT too." And I'm like, "Oh, really? Where do you work at?" I'm on the Geek Squad, and it was everything I could do not to be like, you. That's like saying, I'm a professional singer, and I go to Boots Saloon and do karaoke once every month,
But only Neil Diamond songs.
But only Neil Diamond songs, and with the occasional AC/DC song that I can't hit the notes on.
Well, yeah, the Brian Johnson's very difficult to wrap your head around to get those highs. So anyway, man, this guy's okay. Go on.
So I just kind of stood there for a minute, like waiting for him to say, "No, I'm just kidding," But he didn't. He was serious. He was obviously. He asked me, like, what kind of stuff I work on. And I was telling him, without going into a bunch of technical jargon, the stuff that I work on. Yeah, I'm in IT, too. I work at Geek Squad. And I'm thinking, yeah, we are totally on the same plane here, buddy. You just showed a grandma how to pick up the picture off her email of her grandchildren making snowmen out of ivory snow bottles, But... yeah, we do the same thing at work.
We are not of the same ilk. You have manual upon manual upon manual to tell you what to do. Or you've got a better geek than you can call.
Yeah, well, probably somebody like me somewhere in a data center that's going, oh, I got to deal with these Geek Squad guys again.
What an idiot.
Did you try rebooting it?
Did you try turning it off and turning it back on?
And then the Geek Squad guy, regardless of whether he tried rebooting it or not, is going to go, yeah, I tried rebooting it.
Even though he didn't.
Okay, try it again. Well, I just did that. No, go ahead and try it again for me real quick. Okay, that fixed it. So you never rebooted it. Yeah, I did.
Oh, I did.
I did.
That's the first thing I tried.
Yeah, that's like the first thing on my sheet here that tells me what to do when stuff goes wrong.
Protocol.
Yeah.
That's the difference between you and a Geek Squad guy. They have protocol for everything. You have protocol for vastly nothing.
Yeah. Well, and like, we talked about Taco Bell. You go into you go to Taco Bell.
Kid. You want a fat guy, fat person making it.
They have the card like above the taco fixings that tell them how to make each thing. They have the same thing for the Geek Squad for like every possible thing that would come in, and then
every scenario.
Yeah, and then there's probably a card at the end that says "Call a real nerd."
Look for the nerdiest person you can find. Ask them.
Yeah. Go out and find the guy who's looking at the computers that keeps telling everybody he doesn't need their help, and ask him what they need.
Sound advice.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's still a thing, though, the Geek Squad at Best Buy?
Yeah. I think
I'm
mostly
not gonna lie,
now,
back in the infancy of everything, them internets and everything else, which I thought it was just a fad, but here we are. That's a joke. And one of my friend's dad says that, that internet's still a fad. It's not going to last.
Yeah, it'll never be around. Don't buy nothing off the internet because those stores are going to go right away.
It's a fad. It's all a fad. But the Geek Squad was big back in the day because if you wanted a computer, I mean, that's where you went. I remember purchasing a Gateway computer laptop in Pennsylvania when I lived in Philadelphia. Had to consult the Geek Squad. This is circa 2008 or so. I know a lot more now, and I would be that guy that doesn't need their help now. But back then, I was learning. You're learning. You're kind of getting your feet wet,
I'm a dink, and here's why.
Yeah. Adam's a dick, and here's why. He says dink. I say dick.
I only say dink because I want to bring dink back.
You want to bring dink back.
When's the last time you got called a dink?
So I've never been called a dink because even when I was married, we had kids. But in Seattle, when I lived in Seattle, the big thing in Seattle was calling people dinks, and that meant dual income, no kids. So these are the people that had money.
Oh.
They're called dinks. Being called a dink out there was a good thing because dual income, no kids. You don't have any little rat bastards sucking off your teeth and destroying your not only your sex life but your financial life.
When I call somebody a dink,
I love my kids, by the way.
Me too.
Yeah.
When I call somebody a dink, it's more like shorthand for cock knocker.
Yeah, or dickhole or whatever you want to.
Yeah,
it's just dick, as I say. Just lovingly.
I realized a few years ago that nobody calls anybody a dink anymore, and that saddens me that is not a thing.
That is sad. That kind of saddens me. You're right. We should bring that back. I will help you with this. The crusade is we're going to make stickers for this podcast someday when we become popular. I mean, we're popular now. Thank you to our listeners.
Yeah, very much. It's surprising number of people listen.
Yeah, PNA Podcast Express at gmail.com. That's Pablo November Alpha.
America.
Or as we like to say, Papa Nancy America. Podcast Express at gmail.com. Send us your notes. Send us your mail. We're looking for sponsorship, too. I mean, we've talked about being paid in pizza, beef jerky. Not Pop-Tarts, though, because that's detrimental to our health.
Well, and just,
Plus, some asshole out there would send us unfrosted Pop-Tarts, I feel like.
Oh, I think we're going to get some probably now.
I think we will. We're probably just going to get inundated with unfrosted Pop-Tarts. But anyway, back to my point. Did I have a point? Where was this
probably
going when
not.
I started all of this?
I'm not sure. Well, we were talking about Geek Squad, Best Buy, all that.
It's a fad, this internet and this whole podcast. Thank you to our listeners. The one thing I hate to be this guy, but now I understand, because I watch a lot, and I've learned a lot from YouTube. I work in radio. Adam's worked in radio. We've learned so much.
YouTube, you're a rocket surgeon.
A rocket surgeon. I'm a rocket surgeon. Woo!
It's not rocket surgery.
I never wanted to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy. Please share with people. If you enjoy what we do, please share.
And even if you don't, if you just want to ruin somebody's day,
that's right. And I said that in my last Facebook post. I'm like, hey, hell, if you like us, share with your friends, and hell, if you don't like us, share with your enemies.
Yeah.
I mean,
we want people to be disappointed in listening to this, and
basically my goal in this whole podcasting game is to disappoint people out there more than I've disappointed my parents.
Which that is a lofty goal, my friend.
If I can do that,
And if you want to know why it's a lofty goal, listen to episode 2.
please listen to episode 2. Does not get enough love. Episode 2,
Even if it gets listened to, Phil, it's not going to get a lot of love.
episode 2 is my Nicolas Cage moment.
Yeah, I think it is. But, this whole, back to the Geek Squad.
Yeah.
They will generally give you bad advice.
Well, that's what basically their whole life is bad advice, I would think. If you're working at Best Buy as part of the Geek Squad,
Yeah.
what are you truly doing with your life?
That means you're too good to be a salesperson there, I guess, but not good enough to be a salesperson there.
And you can't cut the pizzas.
And you will not make it on the cut table.
You will never make it to the cut table of the pizzas.
The people who were good on the cut table actually had like a dance that they did. They
Yeah.
called it the cut table dance when they would cut stuff.
And they just swing it?
Thank God this is just an audio thing, because I just
I saw it.
did
I saw you kind of flipped your hips a little bit there,
Yeah,
too.
there was hips involved. I mean, Elvis hips, the whole thing.
Hey, the hips don't lie, my friend. I just saw that, and I know. I know what it would take. And let me tell you that I'm stiff enough, and I'm a big boy. I don't think I could make it on the cut table either.
No. Well, you get a big guy on the cut table, and he's moving those hips, he is probably going to take somebody out.
That's a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
That is pure physics right there, a lot of momentum.
There is only so much pressure it takes to cut a piece of dough and melty cheese.
I see some people just grinding the shit out of those cutters sometimes, too.
They have that curved blade, and by the time they're done, it's straight.
I've seen that blade end up in China before with some of these people grinding on that damn thing so hard.
Yeah, they leave marks in the wood, splinters on the bottom of the pizza. It's mayhem.
Band-Aids on the top, splinters on the bottom.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, if you have a interesting Geek Squad story,
email us.
So I started to say,
Go ahead.
I'm a dink, and here's why.
I'm a dink, and here's why. Go ahead.
I was looking for a computer one day. I needed one in short order.
Yeah.
And a guy comes up to me. He's like, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, "No, you can't." And
Get away from me. I know more than you.
And he was like the fifth person to come up. I mean, they'll sit there and, well, we're not on commission. Then why are you bothering me so much? I can't walk 5 feet into the store. Sir, can I help you pick out an iTunes gift card? No. I don't need that kind of help.
I would suggest $50 instead of $20.
If you spend $50, that's more money that we make. But so I'm like, no, actually you can't. And he says, well, I can answer some questions for you. I'm like, no, I really don't think you can. I think I'll just look up the specs on the machine, because your little card that says 3 things on it about it, has an audio jack. That tells me nothing about the machine. So I'll just look them up.
Plus, you're wearing a white short sleeve shirt and a tie.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Unbelievable.
And black pants with a pair of Pumas.
Only pilots can get away with that. If you fly an airplane, you can wear a tie with a short sleeve shirt.
Yeah.
Anybody else, get the fuck out.
Yeah. If you're not highly invested in my safety, get some long sleeves.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting for that too, when they start putting the bars for how many years they've been there on the Geek Squad, how many TVs they've installed at some old lady's house.
Tours of duty.
Yeah.
How many SD cards they recommended for people.
I've got PTSD from driving that big box truck in a subdivision.
I once drove it across the Mackinac Bridge during a windstorm.
So, if you've got any really good Best Buy Geek Squad stories, call and let us know.
Well, send us an email.
Yeah,
Maybe
don't call us. We're not giving you our number.
Well, I might someday share it. If we can hit 1,000 downloads in a week, I'll probably give my phone number out.
That's when you don't give your phone number out. What we'll do is we'll get a Google number that people can leave us a voicemail on.
You nailed it.
And then we will share that number. I don't want these people calling me. I mean,
these people are heathens. If they listen to our bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, what I'd like our audience to do right now is a little bit of self-reflection. Look at yourself and say, would I want that person to have my number? The answer is no.
Try to pinpoint that moment when it all shifted for you.
Yeah.
When your debauchery led you to listening to our bullshit.
Yeah. When your life got to that point where you're like, I really want to listen to the P&A Podcast Express. It's unknown.
Quick hit.
And a quick hitter especially.
Yeah.
But, when you got to that low point or high point, you might have been really high to get to that point.
Maybe it was the one hitter like we talked about.
It could have been.
Yeah.
But, when you got to that point and you have a Best Buy story, send that Best Buy story to us. We'll talk about it.
You're our target audience. You're our Cadillac right there.
Yeah. You're our hopefully what leads us to many sponsorships. And
hey, I want to be swimming in pizza and beef jerky at the end of all this, man.
I'll be Scrooge
McDuck in that bullshit.
You want to? Okay, I've got to get this out there. I found out some really horrible news this week.
What? That Donald Duck never wears pants?
No, knew that already.
All right.
I'm well educated.
So you've been Donald Ducked before?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've talked about the jerky at Thumb Meats in Carroll before, right?
Yes.
They close their doors the 31st of this month. They're done.
Is it because of the COVID?
Yeah, I believe.
I don't know. We don't
so.
like to mention that on the show.
We don't like to talk about it because it's a downer, and that's not what we're about. And but
that's right around the corner from where my kids live, and I'm thoroughly disappointed.
I'm really saddened by it because when I go through Carroll, I don't go through Carroll without going through Thumb Meats.
Right.
And it's the greatest jerky on the planet. I don't think I have bought some other stuff there too, but their jerky is just second to none.
I need a moment. I'm sorry. This is news to me.
Yeah.
Can
we have like a moment of silence?
We don't.
That's good.
We don't prepare for these things, and I was not prepared for that. This is information that my brain. You just Bill Goldberg and Kool-Aid Man my brain, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I Santa slayed you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's I sawzalled because it saws all.
So we do have a lot of callbacks now because this is our 7th episode or so. So listen to the priors if you don't get some of the things. We try not to do too much inside stuff, but yeah, we're going to do some inside stuff.
We have to reference back because we don't have much material.
No, I mean, mentally, we're only I'm dealing with a shorter deck than you are here mentally, so we're trying.
Yeah. I mean, not much, though, if any. I had to compare myself to Geek Squad to make myself feel good this episode.
I like that, though.
Yeah. It's a solid point. I mean, I've never, I taught college classes, and I taught like 300 and 400 level security classes, and I remember I had one of my students come up to me one time, and he's like, yeah, I got a job interview at Best Buy in Saginaw. And I'm like, oh, what are you going to do? He's like, well, I'm probably going to be on the Geek Squad. And he hadn't graduated yet or anything, so he's, I'm like, yeah, really take a look at that. And he came back the next week, and he's like, I looked at the stuff that I'd be doing, and no. I didn't want that job. And I'm like, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So, yeah.
That's good. Where are we at time-wise?
We're about done for a quick hitter.
About up what we wanted to be for a quick hitter?
We're at around 18 minutes.
So let's talk about one other thing.
One other thing. Do you know what that thing is? Because I don't.
Peanuts. Honey roasted peanuts are the best thing ever.
Sriracha peanuts.
Sriracha peanuts are good. But what really blew my mind and what really tainted me for everything was honey roasted cashews.
Oh, those are so good. Yeah. Have you ever had what's called a tahini almond?
No.
Tahini, I think it's pronounced.
I believe tahini.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'll have to give them a try.
Oh, so good. It's like a smoked soy sauce that they soak them in.
Tell me more.
And it is just really good. So my mom used to own a health store, right?
Yes.
And we got a 10-pound box of these things one time by mistake. And because they were perishable, they're too expensive to ship back. You can have them.
Just keep them.
Just keep them. So we literally had like this, 18-inch by 18-inch by 10-inch box with a gigantic bag of tahini almonds in it. And
Can you say best month ever?
Yeah. And it's not, maybe it wasn't tahini. I think tahini is more like a paste.
Yeah, that's more of a Middle Eastern
This was something else, but they were some sort of, it was a smoked soy sauce.
PNA Podcast Express at gmail.com if you know what we're talking about. That's Papa November Alpha.
Pablo Nancy America.
Express Podcast.
At
gmail.com.
At Gopher Mail.
At Gopher Mail. We should probably have a Caddyshack episode coming up here.
We definitely should.
I could talk about Bill Murray for months.
I could dance like the Gopher for like 15 minutes of the podcast. Nobody can see it, but...
PNA Podcast Express at gmail.com. If you want us to have a live stream on YouTube of us doing these episodes, we'd be down for that too.
My beard's got to get a little longer
Yeah.
before I do the gopher dance. You're about there.
I'm right there.
Yeah.
I'm right there.
But, so yeah, these almonds were just phenomenal.
Phenomenal
and there was so much, but you got kind of sick of them after a while. You're like, because there was a lot of pressure. Yeah, if you need a snack, grab some almonds. You know, my mom's like trying to give everybody almonds all the time. It's like, I already have 10 sandwich bags of almonds at home. I can't possibly eat this many. And there was still 9 pounds of almonds.
That reminds me of a podcast we'll talk about in the future, and remind me of this because you're really good at this. The worst Fat Tuesday I ever had, as well as the worst Thanksgiving, one involved punchkis, one involved deviled eggs. I'll let you decide which is which.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that'll probably have to be another podcast because we could go. It's not a quick hitter topic.
No, not at all.
A quick trip.
Quick trip. Yeah, we call it a quick trip.
So that probably about wraps this quick trip up. We have come into the station. We have pulled up, and we're kicking you out of here.
Yeah.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
He's Adam Filkins. I'm Phil Nickel. This is the PNA Express Podcast Quick Hitter Edition on a Thursday. PNA Podcast Express at gmail.com. That's Pablo November Alpha Podcast Express. All one word at gmail.com.
Well, it's not. You don't use the words Pablo, Nancy,
that's
America.
the phonetic alphabet.
Yeah.
We're trying to get phonetic.
Yeah. We want you to understand that it's PNA Podcast Express, which is Pablo November America. Albatross.
Not in the NATO phonetic alphabet. But
No. But it is a phonetic alphabet.
It's phonetic. It's very phonetic.
Technically.
We can talk about anagrams and onomatopoeia next podcast, too.
Fantastic.
I've got words about those.
I love onomatopoeia, especially like from the deli.
Oh, they make such great onomatopoeia.
Yes.
All right. Any last thoughts?
Absolutely none.
None from me. Thanks for listening. Make good choices.